Hey, good early afternoon, everybody. Well, I'm going to say again, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, right? Um, just wanted to get a few minutes in here. Just got some really nice inspiration from one of my um, one of my communities. It's like I listen to these wake up calls every morning, and it's always full of golden nuggets, enough to power us through the day. To me, it's like the equivalent of reading 2 or 3 pages of a highly inspirational self help book. So, anyway, I tend to make that part of my morning ritual to listen to these wake up calls, and then, of course, I also listen to the Facebook Lives, which reinstate what we heard on a wake up call. So, today, hi, Anna. Mr. Ted Crawford, how are you? Okay. How are you, man? How are you? Thanks for checking in. Um, so let me, without further ado, get to what I put there on my header. Uh, the two wolves within us and invalidation versus validation. So the theme to this morning was the story, and I've heard the story, various versions of it. Well, the version this morning had to do with a grandmother sitting down with her grandchildren, and her telling her grandchildren that our inner natures could be compared to two wolves. You know, one wolf, one wolf which is pessimistic, and the other wolf which is optimistic. So she explained that the optimistic wolf was very much into seeing the dark side of everything. He'd see the cup, of course, half empty. So the pessimistic wolf is all about focusing on the negative side of things, talking about the possibility of the negative happening, selfish attitude, by the negative wolf, promoting things like take care of yourself, forget everyone else. It's all about you. Don't worry about no one else. Just cover yourself. Additionally, saying things like the whole world is an evil place anyway. There's no point in making any time to make anything any better. Things are exactly where they are, and nothing's going to really change. So your outlook on life should be pretty much limited to cynical, to probably just focusing on the dark side of things. The optimistic wolf, on the other hand, has a more positive outlook on things. He is one that, when he speaks, he always puts a positive twist and always pretty much promotes positivity, good outcomes, encourages others to continue on their path as long as it's good. Looks at the cup halfway full instead of halfway empty. Promotes that the world is full of goodness. That if you seek it, you will find goodness and positivity in all the right places. So the positive or the optimistic wolf is constantly laying out a positive vision of things. Meanwhile, the pessimistic wolf is laying out a negative vision of things. So one of the grandchildren asked the grandmother, "Oh my God, Grandma, that's tough. And these two wolves live within us? I mean, how are we going to handle that? How are we going to get anything done in life when one wolf is canceling out the other?" The grandmother said, "You will cancel one of the wolves by feeding one of them more than the other." All right? So she said, by feeding one of those wolves more than the other one will die. Powerful tale. I've heard it before. And it makes a lot of sense now. It's very significant as a good message. there's other analogies that reflect the analogy of the two wolves, but I'm going to keep it at the two wolves today, because it's very much what we have. Every day we do have choices to focus on the positive versus the negative. All right. In addition to that, I wanted to add that we have to be wary, and you could almost guess, invalidation comes from the negative wolf, right? Comes from the pessimistic. Validation comes from the positive wolf. However, in our walk as entrepreneurs, we have to be careful not to be invalidating others, and especially be careful for those that are invalidating us. All right? So remember, as you speak about your dreams and your aspirations and what you want to do, you're going to run into some people that may invalidate you. Okay? So in invalidation, I'll give you an example. You tell someone, listen, man, in addition to my work income, I'm trying to actually duplicate that with my home-based business, so that I could definitely be in a much better financial situation. The response from your friend might be, oh man, you kidding me? That social media shit don't work. Excuse me. But anyway, that don't work, man. You a big time dreamer, man. That stuff don't work. Ain't nothing good going on in social media. I don't even know why you're trying that stuff. Don't you know, none of the internet is really all that good, right? That's normally a friend that's out to just let you know it's not the right route for you. You shouldn't even bother doing it. Now, as it was said this morning on the wake-up call and on the Facebook Live, a lot of times these people that invalidate you, they don't always mean bad. They don't always mean to bring you bad news. They're trying, and from their point of view, they're trying to keep you safe. But you also have to be careful with the people that do it deliberately. People that make fun of what you're trying to do, that's a form of invalidation. All right? Be careful on what topics that comes up. If it's a topic that matters a lot to you, like building your business, and people are starting to make fun about you or talking behind your back about how you're a big-time pipe dreamer and all that stuff, those are invalidations. And you got to learn to, if it's a close family member, learn not to bring those topics up around them anymore. Save your aspirations for people that are trying to do the same thing you're doing. Which brings to mind the Facebook communities, or being in the communities is so good, because you're in a space of a group of people that are succeeding at the very thing you want to do right now. What better validation is there than that? People that are going to encourage you along, give you constructive criticism. Meaning they'll tell you what you're not doing so well at, but then they'll also give you some pointers on how to improve it. All right? So remember, invalidation normally just brings criticism with it. They're not trying to help you with resolving any of your issues. They're just outright trying to tell you it's not good for you. All right? So just be careful with invalidation, because it's dangerous. If you hear enough of it, after a while it sinks in. Next thing you know, you're feeding that pessimistic wolf, and you don't really know it, but the messages are going in. Stay at a limited distance from negative talk. If you've been in it for an hour, people talking negativity, next thing you know, it begins to affect your outlook. You need to be able to be polite, to be able to excuse yourself and move on, and go back and honing your ability to keep your vision clear. Don't let none of this invalidation and negativity get to your vision and your mission. All right. So with that, that completes my message for today. I do have education. I have an education mindset and training group. It's called Alejandro Bonilla's Way of the Network Marketer. Just shoot me an inbox or give me a hands up below. And I'd be more than happy to, invite you, send you the link. I'm trying to build it up to 100 people. I'm up at 88 right now, so it'd be awesome to have you there. The value you bring, as well as the value we can share with you, hopefully can keep you pretty strong with the positive wolf within us. All right, and lastly, I like to say Have a great day. What is wolves? Okay, well, Lord is wolves. Eso quiere decir lobo. Lobo, okay? Eso es lo que quiere decir wolves. I'm going to do one in Spanish. Yo voy a hacer una versión de este Facebook Live en español.